Hello, I'm Samita, a career skill wizard. I am on a mission to help 1 lakh students to achieve their career skills. I have been in this journey in the field of education for more than 15 years. And in these interviews, I'll be talking to principals, successful students, and industry experts to find out what are those skills which are essential to achieve success. Do hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. If you want to be notified whenever I upload a video, do hit that bell icon. In the comment section, let me know what are the questions that you would like me to ask my guests. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome you all to another interesting episode of Winds of Change. Today, I have with me Barkha Shende, a girl who has taken a step in a slightly different direction. Today, we will listen to her story and find out what made her take up the steps that she has taken and how did she overcome all the problems that she had. So, welcome, Barkha.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
So, Barkha, my first question is let us get on with your journey. Till 10th, you were in a school. After 10th, then how did your journey start? The first journey is which subjects did you choose and why?
Okay. The journey after 10 started when I, whole family chose that you just try for, opting for a doctor. Just try to give a chance for it. I said, all right, we'll go and we'll just find if I can do in that or not. So I chose fisheries for 11, 12, and then for both the years I went to Nagpur for coaching, as it was in a trend that those days that if you go to Nagpur and different classes you have to attend for coaching. And luckily or unfortunately, I don't know, but my batch was the first batch to face the NEET, the new competitive exam for medical prepared students. So it was my first batch. So I prepared for NEET, but I had, both the years I did what I can do. It was in my hands, but I couldn't score that good, and I still got admission in the physiotherapy college. But then my family and I, we both were not happy that we don't wanted to go there and pursue physiotherapy and move forward. So then there was a biggest question and a turning point you can say in my life that now what? Over the years we have thought only about medical, but now what to do? So here comes the major role model or major pillar of my life. That's my mother, who had helped me every step. They didn't send me even a word that it's okay that you didn't clear it or you couldn't make it out. But my father was really willing to for the medical future. He really wanted me to do. I had decided inside. I didn't, tell my parents about it. But if I want to, pursue medical, I will really go to government college, or else I won't. I don't want to do it in private college and give ample of money and that. So I didn't even fill the forms of private colleges, and my father didn't knew that. He came to know that after results. He said, "What happened about the private colleges?" I said, "I didn't fill the form." He was very shocked. He really didn't like that. But then we sat calmly and we decided. My mother said that, "See, you really love doing something creative and you love that thing from starting." I said, okay, now let's think of changing the direction and the ways. So I decided to turn my profession, my passion into profession, you can say. And then I went to the fashion designing field. which I personally love, and it was my part side by side. Even if the lectures and in schools, even it was going on, I used to sketch and do the illustration on wherever place and doodle it on the notebooks all over. So I was very happy at
So
that moment.
here, yeah, so
Uh-huh.
here you have taken science, you tried for medical, but you were clear in one
Yeah.
aspect that you are going to go into a government medical college, or else you will not be going. So when you didn't qualify, you looked into your passion, and your mother was
Yes.
your support, wherein you found out that you can pursue your passion of fashion designing, since you
Yes.
always loved sketching, drawing, and yeah, I may even say dressing up beautifully. Yeah, that is also something which you did. Yeah. So you picked that. Now, since your mother was your pillar of support and mother always supported you in going to the field that you wanted, so home-wise, you did not have any problem. But you have an elder sibling who has gone into the medical profession. So there will always be a question amongst your relatives or friends that why didn't you choose a particular field? Why didn't you go for medical? Why didn't you give it another try? All these questions, did you have to face those questions that why didn't you try one more time? Or others were happy that you.
The incident, it wasn't that good, but then it's okay. There was a relative of mine. I just went to a gathering somewhere and just asked that, "What are you doing?" It was just after the 12th exam, and the person just asked me that, "What are you doing right now?" I said, "I have, taken fashion designing as my career, and I'm in the first year of it." So he said he just had a question mark on his face, and he just asked that, I thought you were brilliant. Like I thought I just missed in something." I said, "What?" He said that I thought you were brilliant. I answered him like, I am. I'm still brilliant. So these are the concept of people that they think that if you're taking a fashion designing or something, like what the you're not brilliant anymore. So that was the first year of my graduation when I, hear this.
This was an awesome, awesome, question. But yeah, this is the fact
This
that
is the fact
people
now.
often mistake that if you are going to a creative field means you are not brilliant. They forget creativity can't be rote learned. There are certain fields in which you can rote learn and vomit the answers and pass, but creativity is a field in which you can't rote learn. You need to be very brilliant to be able to say that I will be going down this
Have
line. You had taken something creative.
And also one thing that I, always think of, this is a sign that okay, I've not been through. That means my God or those wanted me to do something else. That's why they have chose me to get into the field. So I was among those
Hmm.
also, that thinking also that it's okay, fine.
Mhm.
Not
That
for
something else is
something.
awaiting me. Something else is
Yes,
awaiting
yes,
me.
the
Okay.
waiting.
So you went for fashion designing, you did fashion
Hmm.
designing. And when you went for fashion designing, now this is a field which in school life you don't have much exposure to
Hmm.
as compared to the science streams because of the subjects that you choose. Now, when you went there, what was your experience in the term that what were the skills needed to go and survive in such a field?
Yes. Fashion designing is complete different field, as you know, and when we are in 10th, we are mostly, we know about engineering and medical and on these major fields. But then fashion designing, arts, and all these other creative fields are not, aware. It's not aware to all the students at every moment. So I had research.
Mm.
I have gathered information about what to do, where to go, and all the stuff. What are the exams? But at the
Mhm.
moment when I have clearly and completely decided that want to go for and to pursue fashion designing. At that moment, it was very late for the exams, as the fashion designing exams aren't very easier, and they have like students prepared for both the years. As I was preparing for medical, students who are aspiring for medical fashion designing, they were preparing both the years, like 11, 12 for especially fashion designing. So I wasn't among those, but then I decided to do fashion designing, and this is complete different field. The basics are different, and I haven't even thought of going into that field. But as I was born and brought up in that environment where my mother was also a creative person, and I had seen her through this journey, because she at a time, like I very I don't remember the year, but the previous time she used to do the cutting and stitching of fabrics and used to make dresses. She had a struggleful life, but then there was a time, and I had seen it. It was just in front of my eyes. It was going. So I was okay with the feel, and I loved it from that time.
So you went in for fashion designing, and you learned. So
Yeah.
if I tell you that since in 10th till 10th, we don't usually give, as you have rightly pointed out, arts or career-wise in arts, what can be done, or in creative field, what can be done, is not taught at all. What do you suggest? What can be put in 10th standard or 9th standard where children can know at least that these are a field where you can go, you can work, you can earn money in this? Because at the end of it, whatever you study, you want to make a living out of it. Either you
Yeah.
work for someone or you work for yourself and you make a living out of it. So now these creative fields are also very good field to make a living, but we never pay any stress on that during the formative years. So anything that can be put there which will make a child more aware that such fields exist, and those who are interested can go and search for it. What can be put in a school life?
Surely, ma'am, this is a very good thing, and I really want, and I can only recommend the thing that in the school life, that is the like a major part of life where we spend time learning the basics, concepts, clearing. So I want the sewing technique, the simple techniques, which should be taught in the practical section in the younger age also. That these are the stitches, or these are the embroideries, or because clothing, fashion designing is not only about clothing, but there are many different fields. The product design, accessory design, footwear design, jewelry design, and so on. But these are the fields which each and every person. This is the product which we make, is a product which each and every person, whether it's a doctor, engineer, politician, or any person, have to wear, and they wear it. Fashion is for everyone. It's an evergreen field. So like I personally believe, and I see that this is what they say, roti, kapra, makan. These three things is the basic amenities of life which we have learned, and why not to take those things into the curriculum of till the 10th, that how to make a like a wall, a small wall through bricks and cement. How this is made, so we can add these few things in the curriculum, practical things, so that student can explore themselves not only after 10th, but meanwhile, while they are learning these things, they can explore themselves in more. Okay, I'm liking this thing. I want to do something more in this. This feel is mine. I feel good. I feel happy doing this thing. So I think this should be added in the curriculum of the students in a
Yeah,
practical
very,
way.
very well, very well said. That no more theory. We need to put in something practical, and children can be taught, like you said, a simple small wall or small building, or they can be given one wall to paint. Let them paint in the colors that they like. Let
Yeah.
them have their own colors in the classroom. Let them decide on what colors they need, and let them paint the classes. A very, very unique thought, and I think so children would definitely enjoy. One thing, if we look in India, that India is a country actually of plenty. So from north to south, east to west, if we go, every few hundred kilometers, we have a different fabric, we have a different weave, we have a different style of clothing. What people wear in Rajasthan is not worn in Kashmir, and what is worn in Kashmir is not worn in Orissa. What is worn in Orissa is not worn in southern part of India. So everywhere there is different costume, there are different textures, different weaves, different material. Let it be silk, let it be cotton, let it be. There are hundreds in India, and somewhere this is not taught anywhere. We don't know our own fabric. No, we live on borrowed fabric basically. What is somewhere else? We don't look at our own cuts, designs, except a few of them who are trying, I think so now, designer. Sabyasachi Mukherjee is one of them, I think so, who is trying to bring up the Banarasi, and a few others. So it's very important, as you have said, that roti kapda makan. So kapda in India is a vast resource, and that resource can be used to teach the children. And especially like if someone is in Maharashtra, we have so much fabric in Maharashtra itself, and that can be taught. And the child is seeing that it's practically possible to show the child. No, right from the Paithani to the Nawari, everything can be shown, and the child will be interested in learning all those things, which are not there in our textbooks right now. So definitely, this will be a very good thing to put in the textbooks to teach the children, and of course to make them aware that this can be a line which you can be taking future in your life, and it will be a good line. Okay, now the question that I'll ask is that once you finished your education, now you have joined hands with your, so where did this thought come about, and what were the things that you were thinking when you thought about joining?
I am with my mother. I'm working with her. I'm, helping her with all what she have, created, and it was her smallest dream. Not even a dream, I guess, but how the situation had come in front of her, and how she has gone through it and have, built this all empire. She was, I was very little. I was in second or third. I don't know, but then she has this organization. She has started an NGO with hardly five students, diploma, and then turning into a college of 25 courses with linked with two different universities. And when I have seen her through all my journey, I have seen her struggle. I have seen what she has, done for us. Not even a single time where we have to, wait for her. Like if she's busy, she cannot give us time or something. But she has managed both the things very well. So me and my elder sister, as we both are, girls for two girls, I always believed that I am among those who don't differentiate between a boy and girl. The as brought up in those that environment. So girl is can't or can never compete with a boy, but is herself enough to stand by side with a boy, and I really want to look after what she has created to take it to another height. Whatever I can do, I fortunately I'm here in Vardha, with her, and since 6 years I had my post graduation started with my post graduation in MSc in textile. So from that time, I am slowly and steadily looking after her. She is taughting me every single things every day. We just sit and learn many things, and still I am here that there is so much more things which I have yet to learn from. But I really believe, and I really want other students to understand this thing, that the parents are those who have who work, who struggle all of their life for us, for our happiness, and for our starting from good school, then in good coaching, in good college, and everything. Their life is over when they have children. They don't think about themselves, but only about their children in the complete life. So only a little bit we can pay them a tribute, pay them a little bit of what they have done to us. Is for me it is in a this way. I really want the to grow this thing to another level and make her proud. It's the only
Mhm.
thing.
You are making a very bold statement, Barka, a very bold statement that not differentiating between a boy or a girl, which was the prerogative of a boy to look after the business or whatever the parents
Hmm.
have created. It doesn't matter whether you're a boy or girl. It matters whether you are standing beside them shoulder to shoulder, helping them in their dream, and in the process making sure that you take it to another height. So hats off to you for having such a thought that you will take it to the next level. That thought itself is a very powerful thought, because she has started, she has built, she has done her bit. Now, when you are taking over the baton slowly, you will take it to a next level. That thought itself is very, very powerful. Now, tell me one thing. Let it be fashion designing, let it be science. Skills that are needed, like you have to go and you have to, run a, your mother is running a college, you are seeing, you yourself are doing post, you have completed your post graduation. So what are the skills necessary? What are those skills which you feel if someone has, will be very easy for that person to learn all that you have learned?
Yes. Skills are anyhow required, and if you don't have, it's okay. It can be uh, gathered, and you can learn those skills. It's not it's not that you need those skills. Ki, nahi, I'm brought in that environment. That's why I have those. It's not like that. Even if you are not very intelligent from starting, but then if you really want to be, you can be. I believe, and the first thing I think is utter determination that is necessary, and you should be very clear with the goals that okay, you you have to do, you want to do that, you have to see straight and not the sides and what hurdles are there, downwards are there, water or anything down, mountain is coming or the anything uh, it can be, but you
You
have to look.
you fix a you fix a goal and you work
Mm-hmm.
towards it. Whether there is
Yes.
obstruction on the way or people on the way telling you not to do, you don't bother. You
They pull
just
your leg away.
fix your eyesight on the goal and you keep on
Yes,
moving. Even if there is a mountain, you either cross the mountain or move the mountain, but you go towards your goal.
yes, it is. It is very
Mhm.
important.
That is
Second of
that is
all is confidence, because confidence is required. You have to face people. You have to socialize it. It's not that you can run anything. It can be your business. It can be your job. You do anything in your life, but you have to talk to people. You have to stay with different kind of class of people. It can be a
Mhm.
labor class. It can be your higher class, your professors, or everyone over there. Wherever you
Mhm.
go, you have to socialize and you have to link with people. So it is important to do conversation. Know that again, important thing is you should be a listener, a good listener. It's not that you just keep on telling you, even if you know everything, you still have to listen what other one has to say. They might have something different. They might have something more than you think you have. So it is another thing I have learned in the years, that you should be a good listener, and you should listen people. You should socialize with people, know what, understand them. That is again second thing I
And
think.
that is,
And
your communication skills need to be very strong and you need to be confident about what you are saying. Whenever you are communicating something, you need to be confident about what you are saying. And more than saying something, the power lies in listening. So when you listen carefully, whether who is working under you or someone who is above you, you need to be respectful, irrespective of where they're coming from, and talk in a language that they understand. When you are addressing a person, you need to know what language will that person understand. And that is the highlight of being a good communicator. You need to know what to speak, where to speak, and when to speak, and how to speak, so that the other person understands. It's not the other person's duty to understand you. It's your duty to make sure what you speak, the other person understands. And of course, as you have said, good listener. So three very important skills you have said. One is goal setting. You have your goal in mind and then keep on working towards that goal. Second, having confidence in what you are saying. And third, being a very, very good communicator, being socializing with everyone, understanding what they want, going around and finding out, talking to people. That is very, very important. Yes. So these are the skills that a
There's
person
one more
needs
very
to have.
important, ma'am. Sorry to interrupt, but there is one
Yes.
more very important is you know adjusting with the situation. Whatever situation comes in front of you, you need to go through it. You need to say, okay, if this is the situation, now let's do the best in what I can. Not ranking and it could have been better if I would have been there, or it could have been more nice if I go somewhere else. It was with me as well. I am telling this through my experience that I have done my graduation and post graduation here in Verda. People in my family, when I have opted this field of fashion designing, they used to ask me, okay, so where are you going? You're going Delhi, you're going Mumbai, you're going here and there. I said, no, I'm doing it in Varda. Varda, what's there in Varda? Why you have to do here? If you're, this field is a field where get more exposure and, learn things. I listened. There was a time when I really felt that no, yeah, they're really saying something good, and I used to go to my mom. I was like, Mom, they're saying this. What should I do? Am I mistaking it? So, but she couldn't say a word. She said, "Ki, see, you can excel anywhere, anywhere on this planet Earth, wherever you are. If you want to, you can. Nothing can stop you." So this was the only thing. I have done my graduation. I really didn't have many classmates or friends with me to all the stuff, but I have done that all the 5 years I was in here itself with the teachers and doing the conferences, presenting paper internationally, nationally, and only the moment when I I topped the university for all the 5 years, Nagpur University. I was topper on all the graduation, post graduation. There was the time that for the first year when I came, I was topper. I could see that spark in my mother's eye that okay, whatever she have decided for me is not going in vain, and this is and that automatically the relatives close their mouth after that. That no, okay, whatever she's doing it here itself. So you need to adjust
So
with what
yeah,
comes.
the result speaks. If someone is telling you something and you are confident of what you are doing, then somewhere down the line the result will speak for itself. And
Definitely.
if you have faith in someone and that person is saying, okay, continue here, there's no problem, then you need to adjust to that situation and give your very best, and make sure that whatever resources you have, that resource can be utilized for the best of your ability, and give your best and see that you can do something out of it. That was very nice. Then, as you have spoken of adjusting, not leaving and running, I think so. In this COVID situation, we have seen that the bigger cities are facing the pandemic at a much, much greater level due to the density of population. Whereas in smaller places, it's better because wherever the density of population is less, it is slightly better. Everyone has their own problems to deal with, but then it's slightly better. So when such a situation comes to you, you need to adjust. You need to know what to do and how to do. You can't run away. Where will you run? The whole world is suffering from the same thing. You can't run anywhere. So you should adjust and you should know what is best for you and keep on doing that till the situation gets over and we again come back to normal, which we don't know when it will come. So we need to keep our confidence. We need to work hard in the field that we know is best, or skill up maybe during this time when everything is closed, and make sure that we are ready when everything again opens up. So adjustment, very well said, is a very, very important aspect in life that we need to pay close attention to and learn. And we have to learn. Now, you have done everything that you wanted to do, you have come. The most important question, are you happy with what you are doing?
Yeah, that's the really most important question, and everyone should ask themselves every day that are you happy with what you have done today? Or yes, answering your question, yeah, I am very happy and contented. Whatever I'm doing, I am 24, just married like 3 months ago, doing my work from home and working at place, everything. I am really very happy, and there's one answer, easy answer, which you can get of what happy, if you're happy or not, is I can work for 2 days without sleep, without even a complaint. This is what, if you are happy, you can work it, you can work like how many hours, there's no matter for the hours or the, for a day or night, anything. If you love your job, if you love what you're doing, you can do it for hours and hours and days. So this is the answer I can say. I really love my job, and I love where I am
You are
right now.
very happy. You are
Yeah,
very happy because you wanted to be near your parents. You are near your
yeah,
parents. You wanted to be with your mother. You are with your mother. And you are getting to do the work which you wanted to do. So everything together makes you feel very happy. You never have to be in a jam. You never have to face that what the others face when they
yeah.
go out. So you are very happy in the situation that you are. Now, one very important thing, that you have studied till 10th in a very good school. Now, what did you learn from those 10 years in the school which you carry still now, or which you think has helped you in being so strong that you come across as?
Yes. School plays very important, as we have spent our maximum, like the phase of our life is maximum the school. At least I have spent 12 years in school. So school have really given me that. First, I would say I would do it in points. So first is stage confidence. The confidence which, from a single, thought of the day, when you have to come in front of assembly and say a thought, needs guts.
Hmm.
So if you are, that single thing is, it's just a thought, but for a person coming there for the first time is, you know he might not have even slept the previous night just because he has to say thought that other day. So that is a single fight with yourself when you are fearing coming on stage. So you have to deal with yourself, that you have to get the courage. And the thing which I have learned, the stage confidence I've learned from school, and slowly, steadily, you need to challenge yourself. I still do it because in the organization or in the college, when as I am as an administrative officer here in the college, I they just don't ask you whether you want to speak or not. They just call out your name and you have to go on stage and talk for minutes with all the students and the lecturers over there. So I that courage and the confidence have I have received it from my school days. Again, the other is I was a player when I was in school. I played national. I got the opportunity to play national when I was in school. So being strong and that the conversation with different team players and the coaches over there when we have went outside, and so all those things I have again it I have gained that, I'm physically very strong, and I feel that strength within me. I have gained it from the school and the game that I have played
So,
there.
so one thing is that assembly has given you the, that first step in facing the fear of public speaking.
Public
And
speaking.
yeah, so in the assembly we had many things. The thought would go to those small ones who were the youngest amongst them, and then you could graduate to the news, and then
No,
to the
that's
skill.
true. Yeah.
Slowly
So
you graduate. Even the pledge you had to
yeah.
be. So what would happen? A child would keep on seeing, and they would get chance multiple times to come in front of the stage and speak. So that the fear went away from you. And of course, you were a very good player. You all would love to play, and you have gone for state levels and national level also. So there, the teamwork and strength and facing the opponents, all these qualities that you learned. And the best part was you were not taught theoretically. It was not told to you. You have just imbibed them. You have learned it through practical experiences, and so it is still very much within you today, that uh, you have not forgotten them. You have used them in your daily life whenever you are facing any situation. You have learned to speak well. You are very strong from inside, and today you are working towards making your organization much better than it is at present, and take it to a next height. That is your dream of doing
I
all
think
these.
what student
Hmm.
mostly mistaken that there is a difference between, like, you have to keep hands in both the thing on both the things, that is responsibility and what professionally you like. So currently, I'm looking after both. Responsibility is what my mother has, already started up to carry forward it, and professionally, we have also, right now I'm an entrepreneur, having uh, my two brands into the market. I am a proprietor of a company and a managing director of another manufacturing company. So this is what is my profession, which I personally love doing. And the other thing is being an administrative officer of college is what my responsibility is.
Now, since you are newly married, let me ask you a question. What were those two qualities that you looked for when you were searching for your partner?
Yeah. The important two qualities which I have, kept in mind, not the love, but the trust and understanding. This was the only two things in my mind, that love, it's okay, it goes up and down, but the trust and the understanding which is required every now and then, as I was also working and was also into the working, but it both needs, to be, understood and have trust on it. So those two things are very crucial.
So, very, very important things you have said. So, Barkha, it was so wonderful talking to you, because I have seen you basically grow up, and now that you have become so strong as a woman, and you have your own thought processes which are very different, and very modern thought processes, and the way you are thinking of taking care of your parents and what they have done is a very, very commendable thing that you were doing. So thank you, Bertha, a lot. Thanks a lot that you have agreed for this interview. And I could see a whole new young woman, confident woman emerging. And all the best for everything that you are doing. I hope that your thought of bringing, a change in what you are doing, and making sure that you stay here and make that flag fly really, really high, so people know about your work and you can go places. Thank you so much. Thank you so
Thank you.
much.
Thank you so